Yo, it's the Mighty Jalak, aka Cat, back in the party fob on the Glowtail Cave on Aberration. Surprised it's still here, to tell you the truth. If people actually watch my videos, which they probably don't, previously we were wiping a little thing on AB, a little mesh TP, and while scouting there I found there was an underwater cave in the blue zone. If you don't know, there's an underwater cave in the blue zone, really OP base spot, and yeah, I think they're dupers. They're most definitely dupers, because after this I'll show you a clip how we know that they're dupers. So that's how they got so much stuff. We don't really care about getting the loot. Obviously they're online when we raided them as usual. It's just about destroying these people, and obviously we're hunting down these dupers, man. Motherfucking, they can't play the game officially. So here you can see my guy Lou during this little grief. He got a Megalodon, boom, thrown it, failed to spawn. This is when there's another dupe creature, the same one, so they had one of this already out. So therefore you can't throw another one out because it has the same like dino ID. Okay, so that's why that happens. So these guys are certified dupers. They can't play the game legit. They're just waff. Same as the mesh guy. We're after you, man, in the mesh. We're after you, man, duping. You can't play the game properly. You shouldn't be playing it. So yeah, we're here. We're outside the entrance on the underwater cave in the blue zone. If you don't know, it's this hole here. The plan is to stick a ridiculous contraption on a parasaur with a box, and then it going high. So then I'll go in there on a chair, as I am here, with Rika driving the racer. We're going to try to go through the small entrance, pop out the top. I'm going to try and swim up where the structure will go through the structure of the parasaur, and I'll be able to put C4 on it. As you can see here, it's bugged out. This is something they've done to stop meshing, to do with sitting on a tame and going through barriers and stuff. There's a lag spot actually during that tunnel, and it kicks you off. I don't quite know why. It's something to do with stopping meshing and things like that, because obviously dinos and chairs have been used in previous methods for meshing. So we do try it again a bit later on after the lag spot and going through the smaller entrance. The same thing happens, you get pushed off. So that is good to know. You can't actually use a racer rush method, racer bombing methods for this underwater cave if you do the build right. These guys, GG to them. They did do the build quite well, and during this fight a bit later on, they did a nice little method I haven't seen used before, and they placed cliff platforms to block us in. They actually killed a couple racers like that, not from them munching. They munched one, and then my one drowned because obviously it got stuck down there, which is quite a nice method, and had to use a fair bit of C4, keep blowing it up. So it's quite annoying, and it was one of the things that held us back the most. So it's a really nice strategy if you are down there. So obviously improvise and adapt as always. Main plan didn't work. Plan 2, there's a plan that's always there when you're raiding on Ark. Just fucking soak it. There's a small couple turrets here that we soak and blow up, and then there's through the hole there's more turrets in there, the main actual wall, which you saw on the first clip at the start of the video, the previously clipped. Now unfortunately we don't actually fully raid this base. This is just a grief. We drain all their turrets at one point. We blow up a whole platform of turrets at one point. And annoyingly, this little cliff platform here, which I'm blowing up, we didn't realise at the time for a good like 3 hours later. And it could have made a massive difference in the raid actually, because at one point we drained all the turrets, but we couldn't get through because they were pushing us on certain dinos and things like this. But if we had dropped this, these foundations are connected to a cliff platform that's actually placed on the other side of the mesh in the cave, which has a generator on it. The way their platforms are built is 2 cliff platforms, 2 generators, and 2 separate towers facing into the water. And when we blow it, it completely knocks down a whole cliff platform of turrets, and it could have really made a big difference if we'd done that a lot sooner. So that's a lesson to be learned. Hey, you always got to be vigilant when you're raiding, griefing, PvP, and you might miss something small that might actually be quite big, you know. So yeah, we're just down here, mate boosted racers, just draining. Basically, there's a lot of draining in this video. As you'll notice, it's quite a small entrance, and we're underwater, so you have to be really vigilant of the oxygen levels on your dinos, because once a dino starts drowning, they do a lot of DPS to your dino straight away. That's why one of our dinos is staying back. That's just to give the mate boost, to increase the resistance of the soaking, so they can soak for longer. but not to get in the way. And obviously at this point anyway, there's not really enough space to be draining with 2 dinos, so that's why we've chosen to do the method of drain with 1 but still give it a mate boost. And that's a really key thing when you're draining turrets. That mace boost really helps increase your soaking time and increasing the DPS. So yeah, a lot of this raid is draining, and as you can see here, here's some of the cliff platforms that they placed. Cliff platform now is 50 C4, and in this tunnel here, the water tunnel, it's not 6 times, so it's a full 50 C4 every time you're down there. So we started to drain a lot of their turrets, and they started to not become comfortable with the wall, so they started coming out on Spinos and Meglas. Meglas surprisingly have a reasonable amount of oxygen, so if anyone is on AB and that, a Megla is perfect for a bit of PvP in this hole here, because this hole leading down to the underwater cave, it is quite deep. So when you're using dinos with not a lot of air, you do have to come up and down, up and down, up and down, because you can't bring many water dinos to this map. Do you know what I mean? You can't really be scrapping man on an angler. You can see there in the tribe log, my guy Misk blew up a TP, their surface entrance TP, while we're doing this grief as well. Just another thing to piss them off, another thing to rile them up. So because of that, they're coming out on carnivores while we're soaking. So from then on, we started obviously coming down with the carnivore ourselves each time we're soaking, just so we can apply pressure on them when they apply pressure on us. You know, it's all very tactical raiding on Ark, and you want to put yourself in certain positions where you can't take DPS, or you can't be made more vulnerable. So obviously there's 4 of us. There's a dream team, the Watcher Milo, the Savage Lou, Rika the God, the Mighty Jalak. There's the dream team there. So we all take a different position. There's a soaker with a mate boost, there's a carnivore, and at certain times, you know, there's a demolition guy blowing up cliff platforms and other things that need to be done, or waiting to get themselves in a position. Another advantage in this cave that we had that they weren't using was we went down there on flippers with a Megla out in a cryo. So oh, here we come down, Rika's got Captain Barry out, OP motherfucker. Spun all 3. 2 of them, it's a rip, 1 of them gets away, 1 of them floats up, and we kill at the surface. As you can see there, Milo's thrown a Megla out. He's got much more oxygen than the other Megla, so if the other Megla might have to retreat sooner, or it might start taking DPS from drowning, and then you've got an added amount of DPS onto the DPS that you're doing to the creature. So that's definitely advantageous, because when dinos start to drown, it does take a lot of DPS, So at this point now in the raid, we've drained a lot of bullets, and it's just like every time we go back, there's 1 turret still shooting, come back out, it's gone, go back down again, because obviously you've got to keep coming up and down for air. So you'll drain it, you'll go up for air to go back down and blow it, and then there'll be another 1 full, but it'll be drained by the time you need air again. So it was kind of a constant stream of up and down way for a long time. And yeah, just soaking and soaking and soaking. No one's safe in it. You know, even if here's the part where I clock that this cliff platform's actually got a generator attached to it. I'm swimming by it, and I'm like, hang on a minute, I can hear a Jenny. Have a look through the wall. It's actually connected to one of their whole turret towers, one of the main platforms of the 2 platforms that they have in there. I'm like, right lads, we got to blow this up, man. Start placing C4 on it and that, blow it. Come back, because obviously I'm not gonna lie, yeah, fucking blew myself up by accident, lads. So I'll come back to blow it, collected my pack, all calm, blow it, and then a whole platform goes down, the whole tower. So I think earlier on, if we would have, because there was a point where all the turrets were drained, but they weren't out there on all their carnivorous tames yet. So I think if we could have got them drained, blew that at the same time, they would have panicked, and we would have been able to get in there a lot easier. I think that would have been definitely beneficial, innit? So yeah, but these men are dupers, innit? They don't know what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? We were here for a good 5 hours, yeah, maybe even 6 hours, just soaking and soaking. Like, I'm not gonna lie, they did have a fair few ADVs and a fair few tech shots and that. Here's what it looks like after the C4 was blown in their thing. You know, I don't get a good shot of that in this video, but that's what Rika sent to me. So if you compare it to what you see on the previously side, where there's 2 up, it's a whole 1 knocked down. so it's definitely advantageous to blow it up there, man. Real good. So yeah, we just carry on soaking, You just got to. If it's always nice to have a cheesy way, race a bomb or do this or do that, yeah. But on Ark, at the end of the day, the safest way, yeah, just manpower it. You can brute force your way through if you're really steezy about it. A couple heavies, batteries, whatever, a little safe location to go back to, and just keep soaking, man. On Ab, find a plant nearby a hill. On other maps, Daedons, Owls, you just keep on soaking it. You just brute force your way in. Fucking, this bit is funny. So Rika goes in here on a fucking soak on a Parasaur. And a load of Megalers and that come out, obviously lose here on a Spino. Manages to push the carnivorous tames back in, and then he goes back to soak more. It's the funniest stuff, man. It just shows their bobs, like, that's the thing about dupers, yeah. They haven't actually had they've obviously had experience, yeah, because they're look, boom, duppied, pushed out, and then boom, this one retreats. Soaker goes back in. Funny, man. Like, it's just ridiculous. We're knocking at your door, man. It's mad. But obviously duping is a big thing at the moment, and they fixed a lot of it. And I think it's a lot more bait now to be doing it. I don't think it's as advisable as it once was. And I mean, especially as they're onto it now, I mean, they changed all the stuff with the suits. They got rid of a load of suits, saddles and things like that. So it just shows you got to know how to actually play the game to play the game. Like, yeah, as I was saying, we were here a good 5-6 hours, yeah, 4 or 5 hours or something. And we only had a couple batch turrets up there. There was like 4 of them online, same as us, 4v4. And they didn't push out once of the hole, which I suppose you can say is a good thing because they're in a cave, yeah. But it's not like they're confidently filling up their wall. Their wall's actually getting pressured. It's running out. That, do you know what I mean? If the wall was just staying strong and they just kept filling it up, and it's like, jokes on us, we still got 5,000 in each tech turret. Do you know what I mean? But that wasn't the case. So like when you notice that you're getting pressured there, you have to pressure back if you haven't got the means to just keep refilling, because obviously here they realise we're in a soaking situation. But yeah, this is the grief. Obviously I don't get a clip of it, but it was a server update last night, and I didn't actually we didn't finish the raid basically in it. The server update come up, we were like, look, we've been here fucking 6 hours, fuck these, man, let's come back. It's another thing as well, you can always come back, and don't worry, we will be coming back in it. This is the Mighty Jalak. Hope you enjoyed.
Go.